These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Elena.
And this is Morbid.
This is Morbid.
It's Morbid at Ash's house in the mornings.
It's all different.
Remix.
Remix. We have some construction happening at my house, so luckily we have a second recording location now.
Yes. I need to work on getting this like a little more soundproof, but all the soundproofy things that I found, I don't like.
Like they're ugly.
I don't like the aesthetic of them.
The aesthetic.
So I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, we just got to get some like bookshelves in here.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually going to be some construction going on at my house in like November. So hopefully they're done with your construction.
Yeah, we'll be switching back over to the other house. All the construction.
Mucho construction.
Guys, it's still spooky season.
It's still spooky season. We went to our first haunted house of the season.
Yes, Barrett.
It's always Barrett's. You're wearing your sweatpants.
I am. I'm wearing my Barrett sweatpants. They're really comfy.
Barrett, they're so comfy.
Yeah.
Barrett's in Abington. It's in Abington, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's like behind the Abington Ale House. It's
top notch.
The best haunted house on the planet, I believe.
They tear the shit down every year and rebuild it to completely new.
Yeah.
And they do a fucking phenomenal job.
This year, the theme is gameplay. Oh. And there's all these rooms, like little like gaming areas.
Yeah, it's just so well done.
And I think they spend like months getting these sets together. And you can tell.
Yeah, and all the actors, like the makeup they do, it's all like
top notch.
The process is just really impressive. So if you're looking for a haunted house in the New England area,
that's your
Barrett's,
guy.
Man, you gotta go.
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple more.
Yeah,
we were a little lackadaisical this year.
We were. Well, we got sidetracked with COVID. We got sidetracked with the book tour happening.
I know.
And now we gotta make up for it. We only got a couple more weekends.
I know. I guess we have 3 technically. I feel like we never go on Halloween weekend.
Yeah, we really don't.
I feel like it's too crazy.
But maybe we will this year.
Maybe we'll change it up.
Maybe we'll be crazy.
Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
I also went to a cat show this weekend.
You sure did.
I took the kids to the cat show. Me, my cousin Drew, and all the kids. I was like, let's go to a fucking cat show.
Yeah.
And I fought every single urge within my body to not bring home another cat because I
mean, yeah.
Like if you have 4 cats, go off. I can't
go off.
I can't live a 4-cat life.
I can't do it.
And my cats will not live a 4-cat life. I think Franklin would just eat another cat if we brought one home. But they had those like Scottish, like smooshy ones.
Oh, those are so cute.
Yeah, they are.
They
and
are
I
really
think they have a lot of health problems.
Oh no, they're like an English bulldog.
Yeah, I think they're like interbreeded, so they're like it's not cool actually.
It's not cool. You're like they're super cute, but it's not cool.
But I'm like, I want to save you.
I know.
Yeah,
I
exactly. I was waiting for you to pick that up. I just scream in the cat's face. Save me,
scream a something corporate song into a cat's face.
That's Ash energy.
Do that today if you haven't.
Pour one out for Scottish cats and sing in your own cat's face.
I think the something corporate tour just ended, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I just saw that our friend Connor posted and said, we did it.
We love Connor.
I said, you did fucking do it.
You did fucking do it. You did all
of it.
Yeah.
You made our lives.
Hell yeah.
I know. We need to there's things to be done still.
Yeah. There's work to be done.
There's work to be done.
There's guests to be had.
Guests to be booked.
But we don't want to tell you.
No, shut up.
No, shut up.
Imagine if I was serious.
That'd be so sad.
I would never tell you guys to shut up. I actually don't like the phrase shut up.
You don't?
Rude.
Yeah. It is a little rude. Sorry if you heard my ice for a second.
We're all alive and we're drinking iced coffee. I made us. It's actually really funny to see you drinking coffee out of a mason jar.
Yeah.
Because it's not you.
Aesthetic.
Mason jars are kind of my vibe right now.
This is good iced coffee.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I do make a pretty good iced coffee.
You do.
Except I realized this morning that literally all of my creamer was expired.
That's true.
Luckily, I didn't realize it in the bad way. I said, "Oh, check those dates."
And I checked and I said, "Whoop,
3 out of 4.
You gotta be quick
in the
on
trash." Yeah, I know. Well, I think it's still spooky season. Pretty
sure it is.
We'll never really know for sure when these publish.
We're never gonna know when episodes are coming.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look at Mikey and say, what day is this coming?
What day is
what's going on?
Where am I? Hello?
But
help.
Someday we'll know.
Well, hopefully it's still spooky because I put a spooky case together.
Hopefully it's still spooky season. I think it is.
Me and Davio worked on this.
Davio,
exactly. This is Latoya Ammons and the Demon House.
The Demon House.
The Demon House. This is, if it starts to sound familiar to you at all, this is the case that the movie The Deliverance was based off of.
It's Glenn Close?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that one scene that you're all thinking about right now.
And if you're not thinking about it, go Google it.
If you're not thinking about it, you can't have the internet.
Yeah.
Like you don't have the internet.
You don't have the internet.
But yeah. So it all started in January 2014 when a strange article appeared in the Indianapolis Star about Latoya Ammons, an Indiana single mother of 3 who claimed that for more than a year, she and her kids were absolutely besieged by demons in their rented house.
Oh, damn.
She claimed, among other things, that the house was constantly infested with black flies. So right off the bat, you're haunted.
Oh, yeah.
The kids were levitated from their beds.
Oh, shit.
Her 9-year-old son became possessed and walked up a wall backwards.
Oh, my.
Which, you might say, that's silly, that didn't happen. Multiple people saw this happen that were like, I don't know how to explain what happened there.
What?
And we'll get to that point. And that was just the beginning. By the end of just 1 year in this house, the family claimed that they were terrorized by all manner of supernatural assaults, from ghostly apparitions to straight up demonic entities.
Oh, my.
Yeah, things were popping off.
Get Rachel Stavis in here.
Rachel,
we need you.
Yeah, Rachel could have cleared this shit up in a
100%.
minute. In a minute.
Yeah.
That's our girl.
That's our girl, Rachel.
So her story might have gone completely unnoticed if it wasn't for the surprising number of witnesses that actually saw these things.
That's what takes this apart.
Yeah, family, friends, police officers, social workers. It kind of reminded me of the House of Flying Objects that you just did. Because people that you wouldn't expect to sign off on this were signing off on it.
But still, Latoya obviously wasn't without skeptics or critics. People accused her of fabricating the story to get out of her lease, and others just assumed that she might have been straight up delusional.
Yeah.
But who knows what the explanation was for the cause of events. Either way, probably one of the most terrifying paranormal experiences I've ever read of.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get into it. So in November 2011, Latoya Ammons, her mother Rosa Campbell, and Latoya's 3 children, 13-year-old Nate, 12-year-old Shantae, and 7-year-old Andre, moved into their new rental house on this quiet little tree-lined residential street in Gary, Indiana.
And that wasn't their real names, right?
No, I'm actually using the names from the movie based on the case, The Deliverance, like we were just saying, because the kids' names aren't public.
Yeah.
But it would have
all
gotten
minors.
super confusing if I was like child A, child B, child C.
Yeah, and if they're not public, it's like...
So I said,
Yeah.
movie. But so the thing was, things hadn't really been like easy for Latoya in recent years. She was struggling to keep the kids on track in school, and among other things. But the new house was an opportunity to kind of start fresh. And her main goal was to make good use of that opportunity. She was like, we got a new space, we're in a new area, like
Let's go.
fresh start. Unfortunately, things did not work out that way in any way, shape, or form. Problems with the house started almost immediately. And it was early December when they started noticing swarms of these large black flies just gathering in the screened-in porch, which was unusual because house flies can't survive freezing temperatures.
It was like Amityville.
Yeah, exactly, but real.
Yeah.
And Rosa remembered thinking, this is not normal. We killed them and killed them and killed them, but they just kept coming back.
Ugh.
Which is so gross.
Yeah.
And then other strange experiences followed pretty quickly. A week or so after they noticed the flies, Latoya and Rosa started hearing just inexplicable noises in the house, always after midnight, well after the kids had gone to bed. And it sounded like someone with heavy footsteps was walking up the stairs from the basement into the kitchen.
Fuck that.
Which is what we heard our whole fucking
I was going to say
lives.
that was my parents' house.
You always heard boom.
And it sounded like work boots walking up the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was like, I would hear it in the basement, like at like late at night. But then sometimes you would hear footsteps on like the main stairs too, which was
And you go over there and nothing was there.
literally nothing. I wouldn't even go over there. I was like way too scared.
Ugh.
But yeah, they were like, is somebody breaking in the house? Like,
Yeah.
hello? Because they would literally hear the door open and close.
What the fuck?
But they would come out of their bedrooms to investigate, like your brave ass. And there was no sign of anybody in the basement or the kitchen. But they did notice that when they would turn the kitchen light on to get a better look, it would flicker, making a crackling sound for a time and then stop.
Ooh.
Which is like so creepy.
That's horror movie shit.
Literally. A few days later, they both decided that they were going to leave their bedroom doors open in the hope that they might catch a glimpse of whoever was climbing the stairs. Because they kept hearing it night after night. So one night, a little after 3 a.m.,
Of course.
Rosa was woken by the sound of footsteps, just like all the previous nights. And when she looked out into the living room, she saw the shadowy figure of a man just pacing back and forth.
No.
Yup.
Nope.
Yup.
Just get rid of the whole house.
Burn it down.
Burn it
to
down.
the ground.
Yeah.
So the next morning, she went out to investigate, and she went with Latoya, and they found, quote, what looked like muddy footprints from a boot.
I would assume someone broke in my house.
That's what they thought. They 100% thought that. Like, completely concerned that someone might be breaking in. They ended up putting a lock on the basement door. But on subsequent nights, they would hear the footsteps climbing the stairs. They would also hear pounding on the door, as if whatever it was trying to get in the kitchen.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I literally have chills just talking about it.
The pounding on the door? Like, no.
In the middle of the fucking night.
Ugh.
So they're like dealing with all this. Latoya's trying to keep the kids on track in school. And she's also trying to keep these incidents from the kids. Because she's
scare
like,
the shit out of them?
yeah, they're young. But the speed at which things escalated made it impossible to hide the fact that something was obviously wrong with this house. One day, about a month after moving in, Shantae got home from school and she went to put her things in her bedroom. But when she tried to open her bedroom door, it wouldn't open. She said it was like as if somebody was holding it shut from the other side.
Oh, no.
So after several tries to force the door, it finally popped open and there was nobody in the room.
What the fuck?
She probably assumed it was one of her younger siblings like fucking with her.
Yeah, and then no one's in there and you're like, Hello? In my parents' house, we would have been like, oh, the door just swelled.
Yeah, exactly. We all
Obviously.
The amount of times we blamed like weird shit on the swollen doors.
Just swelling doors or creaking or it's just the house settling.
It's fine. Don't worry. In the middle of winter, we're like, oh, it's the doors. They're swollen.
Yeah, they're just swollen.
But the family also noticed that there were indications of a problem seemingly all over the house. It wasn't just the basement, the kitchen, just like one bedroom.
Everywhere.
Their cell phones often failed to work despite full service. The picture on the television was constantly getting interrupted. And Latoya and Rosa had constant mechanical problems with their cars. And the sticks to adjust the Venetian blinds always seemed to sway back and forth on their own.
Ew.
Which something about that.
Yeah, that's ew.
I don't like it.
I don't like that at all.
Like it. For Latoya, the most disturbing experience was learning the extent of what the children had experienced in the house. Because she's trying to keep this from them. Just like Rosa had seen that shadowy figure in the living room, the kids also saw what they believed to be spirits in the house. Both boys, this is one of the scariest things you'll ever hear in your life, so buckle up, buttercups.
Oh, God.
Both of the boys reported seeing an elderly lady in the backyard who they described as looking like, quote, walking death with red eyes.
I got that feeling that like where it just like blooms out the chills from within. Like the chill just came from the center of my stomach. And
that's a wom.
Yeah, but it didn't even feel like a wom because to me that feels more warm.
Okay.
This was
it was cold.
Yeah.
It was
yucky.
I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I'm assuming that's probably what like who Glenn Close's character was, but I haven't actually seen the Deliverance.
When you look at a picture of her character.
Yes.
Yeah,
she looks like Walking Death
with red eyes.
Yeah. And the youngest son, Andre, would spend a lot of time with what he said was a boy his own age who he would like play and talk with. And according to Andre and Nate, the boy would typically appear in their closet.
Yo.
Just the long pause. Yo. Just
That's
silence.
just like when a ghost appears in the closet. They have bad intentions.
100%.
Because I'm not appearing in someone's closet in the afterlife unless I want to fuck their world up.
You know who appeared in front of the closet for me in my life?
She didn't have a body. She was just made of bones. See?
And I can still see her in my mind.
Here's the thing. I'm horrified that you witnessed that as a child. It hurts my soul. But
it's a cool story, though.
Would kill to have the image in my head that you have.
I wish you could
project it out.
Yeah, I'm not an artiste, so maybe I could talk to Sean for mostly horror.
Oh my God,
and
describe her in vast detail.
Yes. I think he could draw it. I'm going to text him after this.
Yeah, Sean, if you're listening.
Sean,
we're coming for you.
She had like cotton candy hair. Like it was like white, but it was like that texture. It was scary.
Yo, you got to write this down. I don't know why I'm in a place of yo right now, but you need to.
Have you been hanging out with Caleb?
You need to, I know, right? You need to write all these details down so he can make this because we all need to see the actual vision of this woman.
It's so funny because I have so many memories of like nightmares from when I was little that when I was little, I didn't think were nightmares. Like I thought they were real. And then
now you're like,
were they real?
They probably were.
I have a lot of them. Like,
that's scary.
Yeah, it is. But then I'm also like, is it like the trauma?
I was going to say, is it trauma?
Is it trauma or
could be
nightmare?
Mix.
I don't know.
Could be a mix of both.
I know for a fact that she didn't have a body. She was just made of bones. She was real.
Oh, you said that from the time you were little.
Yeah.
Like that's never changed.
I drive by that building and I look up at the window and I'm like.
And you're like, she's up there.
Yeah.
There she is.
I guarantee you interview if a fucking kid lived in that.
They'll see she didn't have a body. She was just made of bones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
But that's the thing. I'm like, a kid showing up in someone's closet means you mean business.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in the afterlife and I'm showing up, there are some people in my pocket right now that I will show up in their closet.
Oh,
and it will be me trying to fuck their whole world up.
Absolutely.
So
I wonder like how that works. Like, how do you decide where you
like, do you get to sign in for the day? Like, you're like, today I will be showing up in this person's closet, and you have to like sign in.
I kind of
so
like
everybody
that
knows
idea.
where you are.
Yeah,
it's kind of like this person's closet covered.
It's like in Beetlejuice, sort of like when they're all like newly deceased.
Everyone's hanging out. I think it's something like that.
I think so. There's an office for sure.
And I'm coming.
Scary. Well. This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face. Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the Gua Sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch. When you put that on your face, it's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream value set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Back to the Ammons haunting because it's so scary. For months, the activity just continued, disrupting everybody's lives. And before long, the paranormal activity started affecting the children physically.
Oh no.
They were experiencing, this is like so sad. They were experiencing regular bouts of vomiting, fevers, diarrhea, things that kept them from going to school.
Oh no.
Later, Latoya also reported that she would discover blood on their pillowcases frequently, and she believed it was coming from their mouths.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like something was up.
Oh, this is so upsetting.
And just like so everybody knows, I believe in this one. Like we kind of like debunked the Amityville horror there. Like it's already been debunked, so we talked about it. This one, I believe.
This is scary.
It's scary, and just the sheer number of people who witnessed some like the things that Latoya was saying.
Well,
happened.
that's what's really taking me for a ride is like that. This isn't, like the House of Flying Objects where it's like there's one person in the room always.
Yeah.
And like, you can at least somewhat be like, maybe it's a mixture of things, or it could just be one thing or the other. Who knows? Right. This seems like other people that are in higher positions that would go in as a skeptic because they have the best interest of like the children and everything in mind are seemingly witnessing this, like you're saying. So like have social workers and like police officers.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Like literally writing things in their reports of like, this is inexplicable.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. And then Rosa, her health started like a noticeable decline. She had 3 different kidney ailments that struck her one right after the other.
Oh, geez.
And like living in this house. Up until that point, like before then, she had been fine. And then she moves into this house and she starts having all these kidney problems.
Kidney shit is bad.
Yeah. Whatever was happening in the house had already taken a serious toll on everybody's physical and emotional health, but things just continued to get worse and worse.
Oh my God, how?
On March 10th, 2012, the family was all up late into the early hours of the morning. They spent the day mourning the loss of a close family friend, unfortunately. And from the living room, Rosa heard Latoya screaming, "Mama, Mama." So she went running to her daughter's bedroom, where she witnessed 12-year-old Shantae levitating several feet above her bed, completely unconscious.
What the fuck?
She said, "I thought, what's going on? Why is this happening?" And she immediately grabbed her Bible, and the family surrounded Shantae, praying over her until she descended back onto the surface of the bed.
What?
Moments later, she woke up with no memory of what had happened. She had no idea that had just all happened.
Holy shit.
And people are like praying loudly around her, and she didn't wake
she's
up
out cold
until she like hit the bed and then like woke up a little bit after. According to Latoya, the guests who were staying at the house that night left and refused to ever come back after the incident.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so other people saw this.
And are like, fuck that.
And are like, I'm literally never stepping foot in that house again.
Oh my God.
It turned out that the levitation incident was just the beginning of the physical torment that the family was about to endure. That weekend, Shantae was sitting on the couch in the living room, and she felt something grab her and yank her off the couch, throwing her to the floor. A few hours later, so that same day, one of the boys was in the bathroom when he claimed something grabbed him and jerked him to the floor, and this is like awful, quote, pulling on his limbs and genitals.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like demon
Holy
activity.
Shit.
According to Rosa and Latoya, when they entered the bathroom after hearing his screams, they could see something pushing outward from the inside of his stomach.
What? This is fucked up in every way imaginable.
It's unreal.
Holy shit.
And then a few hours later, so again, same day, Shantae was targeted again. This time she was lifted off the ground and thrown into the refrigerator.
My God.
Insane. It turned out that
These
whatever.
poor kids.
I know.
And this poor parent. Like, Jesus.
Just everybody
witnessing
this
happening to their kids.
And it's sad. Like, and this is not a family that can just like pack up and go to a hotel for like
that's the thing.
a few
It's not
nights.
like that's not, an option for
a
most
lot of people. Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, to just be like, oh, well, fuck that. I guess we'll just go pay this rent and also pay for something else. Like,
exactly. And this is a bigger family too. Like, this is 5 people. That's a lot.
Damn.
So it turned out whatever was harming Rosa, Latoya, and the children also wasn't limiting it to just to the family. Later, after family and friends left the memorial that they had at the house, several of them reported that something, quote, followed them home, giving them a heavy feeling or headache that took a couple weeks to finally dissipate.
What?
And this is multiple people who said this, and we'll get there in a little bit, but a police officer also claimed this.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Again, this isn't just this family being like, oh yeah, when no one's here, all this shit is happening. And you're like,
yeah, no, people would come over and see shit and be like, I'm never going back to that house. And then they'd go and have their own ailments.
Follow them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
That's terrifying.
So it got to the point where no one wanted to come over, and a lot of people weren't even down to like associate too closely with the family because they were scared. Yeah. So while Latoya and the kids had already endured various forms of unexplained phenomena and forms of supernatural harassment, I guess you could call it, the incidents that occurred on or around March 10th were much more aggressive than any of the ones before.
My God, how?
Rosa Campbell told her daughter, we need help. We need to talk to somebody who knows how to deal with it. But neither woman knew precisely what it was. They were pretty convinced, though, that it was supernatural in nature, so they went to the church to try to rid their lives of this.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I'm not even a believer, and I think if all of this was happening to me, I might find a church.
I don't even know, like, that's, and especially if you're already religious, then of course, like, that's going to be
that's where you go.
Your outlet.
Mm-hmm. So they started with the leadership at the church they attended, but they were pretty disappointed to discover that while the clergy at their church were sympathetic, they didn't really take them very seriously, and
that's fucked up.
It is fucked up. Yeah. And they said, like, sorry, we don't know what we can do to help.
It's like, these are members of your congregation that are coming to you. And isn't that like the whole point of you?
Yeah, you're supposed to offer
in times of need.
Yeah.
You're supposed to offer your assistance.
You would think.
And aren't like demons your thing?
Also, you're passing that donation basket around, I'm sure.
Like, come on. This poor family, like this mother with 3 children that she's taking care of by herself, with her mother living with her. You're not going to try to help?
No.
Like, just come in and do a blessing.
That's
like, just bless the house. You don't need to do an exorcism. You don't need to do anything crazy. Just come in and say, most churches, like, I think a house blessing is pretty standard.
I was going to say, I feel like every paranormal case that we like talk about where the church does get involved, they at least come down and do a blessing.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're like, I don't know what we can do, but we'll do the blessing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even sound like they did that.
For real. And that reminds me, if you guys haven't read The September House yet by Carissa Orlando, read it.
Nice.
Especially this spooky season.
Yeah.
Read it.
Okay.
It's a real fucking good book. And this made me think about it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they were even more disappointed to find out that this was the case with all the other churches in the area.
Cool.
Like, they went and talked to multiple officials at multiple churches, and all were sorry to hear about what was going on, but they said they weren't in a position to assist with the paranormal.
We can't come and just bless your house for you
we
to
can't.
make you feel better.
We can't and we won't.
We can't make you feel better. Sorry.
Like, and
That's fucked.
you believe your whole life in something. Like,
and then they don't help you in your time of need.
They turn their back on you.
And this seems like a fucking demon. And isn't that the whole thing? Like, the whole thing is like, demons suck. Let's get rid of them.
I think so.
Isn't that the whole shebang? So it's like,
I'm pretty sure.
You can't just come in and toss some holy water around, at least to maybe this will help make that family feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
Just,
like,
you don't even need to be like an official ceremony or anything. Just come in, bless.
It doesn't
the
have
house.
to be anything crazy.
Yeah,
do anything.
Literally anything.
But after failing to find literally any help within the churches in their area, Rosa called her mother, Ruth, and explained to her what was going on. And it just so happened that Ruth had a neighbor who, quote, belonged to a church that dealt with deliverance more than Rosa and Latoya's Baptist church. So the neighbor offered to speak with the pastor at her own church to see what they could do to help. Now, while she waited to hear back from Ruth's neighbor, Latoya and Rosa took the advice of one local church, and they cleaned the house from top to bottom with ammonia. And then they used olive oil to make the sign of the cross on every door and window.
Okay.
And they also performed a similar blessing on the children, pouring the olive oil on their hands and feet and making the sign of the cross on their foreheads. So desperate for any kind of answer, Latoya also reached out to two local clairvoyants who informed her that, quote, the family's home was besieged by 200 demons, and the best thing they could do was move.
200 demons?
Which, when you hear that, you're like, what the fuck? That's insane. But also, I feel like it kind of makes sense with the level that they're able to assault. Like, it takes a lot of power. Like, even we were talking
like
about
energy and
the House of Flying Objects, and that sounded like a poltergeist. Like, that takes a lot of energy to build up. Like, it takes, like, weeks and weeks. And it seems like this started happening to them, like, almost immediately.
200 demons.
200 demons.
And that these people are like, the only thing you can do is get the fuck out of here.
And, like ultimately, pretty much. The explanation of the demonic infestation made sense to Latoya and Rosa because they were both devout Christians, but they were barely scraping by as it was, so moving just wasn't financially feasible at that time. So instead, they set up several altars around the house, draping end tables in white fabric and adorning them with religious icons, statues, Bible passages. And they also took the advice of the local clairvoyants, and they burned sage in each room of the house from top to bottom until the smoke was so thick that it became difficult to breathe.
I mean, that's not good.
Like, they're desperate.
Like, that's not good, everybody.
Not good. Also, if you're saging, you're supposed to have the windows open.
I was going to say, it's not supposed to, like, build up in there.
No, because the whole thing is, like, you're saging something out. So I'm pretty sure, like, the smoke carries it
also,
out.
like, and again, like, I've always said it, like, you practice whatever religion you feel
of course.
fit. I would never sway you against that or anything like that. But as someone who doesn't practice that religion or a religion, the idea of this like demon infested home and now all these altars are set up,
gonna piss them off.
Well, no, it is so chilling to think of. I'm like, this must have been the scariest setting of just this demonic chaos with all this religious paraphernalia around. Because like religious horror,
I was
to me,
just going to say, is
the scariest. Like, because it just the
it
layers
ups the ante.
It just brings a different vibe to it. I love it. Like it really brings it to a place.
Yeah.
And this to me is like, but to think that this is real life, like, because I'm like, this is religious horror right here, like setting up all the altars and shit. But then I'm like, oh my God, this was someone's existence.
Yeah.
And like 3 children. And like, that's so scary.
And imagine just like going to sleep for the night.
Yeah.
Just like wrapping up the day in that house.
That's what's going on in that house, how it's all set up now.
And you're at your like most vulnerable.
And they're all just desperate as hell. And it's like,
I would be living at my friends' houses at that point.
Yeah.
I'd be couch surfing.
Yeah, seriously.
But it's like, again.
But your friends have distanced themselves because they're scared that they're going to have things attached to them.
And there's 5 people here. Like, you can't just show up on somebody's doorstep with 5
family.
People. Like, most people don't have friends that are like, yeah, all 5 of you can stay indefinitely. You know? So, to Latoya's surprise, the rituals performed around the house actually seemed like they worked. For 3 days, things in the Ammons house were finally peaceful. No incidents, no activity. But the peace they experienced in the wake of the cleansing did not last long. After 3 days, the assault on the family worsened considerably. So I think it like pissed them off.
Yeah.
The demons. According to Latoya,
the demons.
The demons.
You're like, I'm speaking of the demons.
The demons. According to Latoya, she and each of her children experienced demonic possession. She said the kids' eyes bulged, evil smiles crossed their faces, and their voices would deepen every time it happened.
No.
Yeah. And she said she felt weak, lightheaded, and warm whenever a demon overtook her body. She said you can tell it's something different, something supernatural.
I hate this.
Soon after, Andre took to spending his afternoons sitting in the closet with the ghost boy, who often told him what it was like to be murdered.
Oh my God.
I have chills that just will not evacuate.
Literally, I'm like, what?
The
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, my littlest had Skeleton, that you all know about him. But Skeleton was just sitting there being like, I got a family.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go visit my family.
He said, I'm going to leave. And he never came back.
And he just left.
And that's great. And he never scared anybody, never said like, hey, I was murdered.
He just hung out.
Yeah.
You know?
This little boy.
If she told me like he was telling me what it's like to be murdered.
No.
I don't know what I'd do.
No.
Like I say, I'm like, oh, I would do. No, I don't know what I would do. I
think I'd just start crying.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That is such an upsetting thing to think about.
Start crying and never stop. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And eventually the entity started moving from one child to another so quickly that Latoya and Rosa wouldn't have time to react before it moved from one to the other.
Ugh.
Like if she was trying to get 3 kids in the car, she said one would run to the car and start kicking it. One would be restraining the other, and the other would be thrown to the grass. Then one would start cussing or saying it's time to kill. Doing some sort of demonic chant, where one would stop and the other would pick up just where the other left off.
What the fuck?
Like,
no.
And she's just trying to like get them in the car to go somewhere for the day.
No.
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 You know how hard it is to get 3 kids in the car sans possession?
Yes.
Like that,
yes, I
they
do.
essentially are possessed.
Yeah.
Like no matter what.
And then you add demonic
they're in a constant
possession.
state of needing an exorcism, trying to get them into the car.
Yes.
And then to add actual possession into it?
No.
No.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm. Holy shit.
And then when the entity would leave them, they would just immediately fall asleep. Like they were exhausted.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
It is sad, yeah. So by early April, the kids are missing school on a regular basis, and the administrators actually became concerned about their well-being. So out of options and with literally no help coming from the church, Latoya took the kids to their primary care physician in the hope that he might know what to do.
Yeah.
Which I think to me proves how desperate she is.
Yeah,
She's
she
going
went
to
to
the
the
kid's doctor. The doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Onyekwu, I believe it is, said 20 years and I've never heard anything like that in my life. I was scared myself when I walked into the room.
Wow.
So like it was visible what they were going through. A reporter for the Indianapolis Star was given access to the doctor's clinical notes from the visit. And he describes, quote, delusions of ghosts in the home and, quote, hallucinations among the children, and describes all of them as delusional.
I mean, which he's looking at it from a point of view of like, I can't just sit here and be like, yeah, you have ghosts.
Yeah,
you
they're
have demons.
possessed.
I'm sure that's what's happening. He's seeing these kids going through it. He's thinking child abuse.
Exactly.
And that's got to be his first concern.
It was.
Of course.
Unfortunately.
Like, you can understand, and I understand that this was probably fucking horrifying from both sides, you know? Like,
but you can understand the doctor's
that
point
he's
of view.
he's thinking of these kids and,
yeah.
you know, he's not in the house.
And unfortunately, Child Protective Services had a history with this family. So they had been involved before. So the doctor's notes are clear that he believed them to be a family experiencing a mental health crisis. The statements from medical staff so he thinks that. But the statements from the medical staff in the office that day actually painted a different picture.
Really?
According to one member of the staff who was later interviewed by I think they're DCS now, Department of Children's Services. According to one of those workers, during an interview, Latoya told the intake staff many stories, quote, regarding demons and spirits, and that her home has various demons and evil spirits due to somebody dying in the home. But regarding the children's behavior, staff reported that during the examination, Latoya's youngest son was, quote, lifted and thrown into the wall with nobody touching him.
Like, medical staff saw this happen.
Medical staff who worked, I don't know if they were all doctors or nurses, but like
the staff
working at this office, like literally saw this with their.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Let's talk about bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, and it doesn't have to be that way. But with SoFi's high-yield checkings and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit. No account or overdraft fees. We love transparency. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, plus get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at sofi.com/morbid. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply.
Own eyes and wrote it down.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that's the thing that
because
makes
those are the things that make me just go, what? Because like, you know, there's some parts of this where you go like, is there a severe mental health crisis happening here? And like some like religious delusions and all that stuff. Like, is that happening?
Yep.
And then you see something like that and you go, what the fuck is that?
Right. Because how do you explain that?
How do you explain that?
Because if he like stumbled into the wall, I'd be like,
that's
okay,
something.
that's probably a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
He was lifted and thrown into the wall. And there's a crazier thing that happens later that's just inexplicable. Other medical staff reported that the specific child was, quote, making growling noises and his eyes rolled into the back of his head. Which that I feel like you could kind of do on your own.
Yeah.
But still,
yeah.
The situation finally ended when Latoya wrapped her arms around him and he became limp and was placed on the bed, at which point the medical staff actually called 911.
Yeah, because what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they requested emergency services. So several minutes later, an ambulance arrived along with 7 or 8 police officers, and the children were taken to the Methodist Hospital in Gary. According to Rosa, when the boys came to in the hospital, Nate acted rationally, but Andre screamed and thrashed, like resisting the medical staff.
This is so sad.
It is. It's awful. At the same time, an anonymous call was placed to DCS and requested that the state open an investigation into the possible abuse of the Ammons children for possible child abuse or neglect. The caller indicated their belief that Latoya was suffering from symptoms of mental illness and, quote, the children were performing for her and she was encouraging their behavior, which is awful, but you can understand why somebody might
have thought that.
If they're not seeing everything going on in this house, like all of this is behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And then they're just hearing reports of this.
That's the thing.
I can understand
their job is to keep children safe.
Yeah, and I can understand
should be their job.
somebody calling worried about the kids, 100%. Yeah. So DCS caseworker Valerie Washington met the family at the hospital that day and opened the official case into the alleged abuse and neglect. At the same time, all the children were physically examined and found to be free of any outward signs or of abuse, no bruises or anything like that. Meanwhile, Latoya was examined by staff at the Methodist Hospital and determined to be of sound mind.
See, this is the stuff that makes me go, what the fuck is going on here?
It was only in her interviews with the children that Valerie Washington started to think something actually strange was happening within the family, if not the house itself. According to interview notes from a discussion with Shantae, the girl told Washington that, quote, at times she has weird thoughts and unnatural events take place in the home during the evening time. She also reported being thrown across the room and grabbed by dark shadows a few nights ago.
That's horrifying.
It's so scary.
And for a child to be saying this is so disturbing.
And Shantae's older. I think I said at the top she's 12.
Yeah.
So she's like not like a little kid just like making up a story. You know what I mean?
Well, and also it's like for Latoya to be, you're going to be looked at as possibly abusing these children.
Absolutely.
Or that you're going through a mental health crisis. So if this is really happening, you're going out of sheer desperation because like, what you're going to face.
Absolutely. And she's already faced it.
But she was so desperate that she went for help.
Right.
When she could have just kept it to herself if that was what was really happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if the abuse was happening.
I completely agree.
So it does tell you something that she was so desperate that she opened herself up to this, knowing, because she had to know.
Yeah.
This was going to be the first thing they were going to think of. And she still opened up to it to be like, help.
Please, like, I don't know what to do.
Which is so devastating.
And it is, absolutely. And that's what's so sad about the fact that she went to all the churches she did first.
Yeah.
I think she was like, can we please like find some help here so I don't have to go this other route?
I don't have to go somewhere else and get thought that I'm hurting my children.
Yeah, like that's awful. I can't imagine how that would feel.
Because you hope no parent would ever do something like this to their children.
No. And
knowingly.
Sometimes DCF does invest, or DCS, they're like called a different thing a lot. I think here it's DCF.
Yeah, I think so.
People call in cases to be assholes when like abuse isn't happening.
Absolutely.
And people are investigating.
Yeah, for sure. Like they have to.
Yeah.
They're mandated reporters.
So it's like she's going through it and she knew. Exactly. So by far the most unusual event, and this is fucking crazy. By far the most unusual event that day occurred while Andre was being interviewed by Valerie Washington. He told hospital staff that, quote, ghosts were attacking him and his brother. But before he could finish his statement, he had a, quote, weird grin and walked backwards up a wall to the ceiling. He then flipped over his grandmother, landing on his feet. There were multiple people in this room, including the caseworker, Valerie Washington, who saw this happen.
Okay, I can't explain this.
According to those in the room, he never let go of his grandmother's hand. So he held her hand, walked up the wall backwards onto the ceiling, and flipped over her body.
If this is just the family saying that this happened and no one else was there, and you're like, I would be like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, that would be akin to the Amityville story where it's like
too far.
Kathy Lutz got levitated up off the bed and then just levitated towards the closet.
Yes.
For no reason.
Like, that's silly goose.
I'd be like, no one else was there except for, George Lutz. Like,
right.
Why are we saying
And
this?
y'all are trying to make money on this.
Seeing that a social worker was in that room, witnessed it, and wrote it in the report.
Yes.
Which puts their own job in danger because it makes them look a little kooky.
And there was medical staff in the room who were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no one else, and people aren't going to be putting their whole fucking careers on the line here to keep up with some hoax for no reason.
And even like police officers were involved at this point. Later in an interview with the police, officers asked maybe if the boy had run up the wall or performed some kind of like acrobatic move.
Because you got it.
They were like,
yeah.
But everybody in the room insisted, no, he walked up the wall backwards and flipped over. One of the nurses at the hospital said he walked up the wall, flipped over, and stood there. There's no way he could have done that. And when this happened, both Valerie Washington, the caseworker, and the nurse who was attending to these children ran out of the room in fear. Like, ran out of the fucking hospital room.
There's 200 demons in this house. Like, I'm 100.
That's the thing.
There's a lot of demons. Like, it's happening.
So when Washington and the nurse, they literally ran out of the room terrified and grabbed a doctor and was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
This boy just walked on the ceiling.
Yes.
Like,
backwards.
Let's fix this.
So they reported to the attending physician what everybody had just seen. And the doctor was like, yeah, fuck off. That didn't happen.
Because, like, how do you reconcile?
I would say the same thing.
He's a man of science. Like, this man is being like, there's no fucking conceivable
He's like, I'm going to
way.
fire both of you.
Like, how could you?
He's like, one of you doesn't even work here and you're fired.
You're fired.
He told the nurse, okay, so if Andre walked up the wall backwards, then he'll do it again. But he was not only unable to repeat the move, he had no memory of what even happened the first time. He told the doctor, I didn't walk up a wall. I can't walk up a wall.
What the fuck?
And when he tried, he was unable to get his footing or balance.
Because, like, who can walk up a... it's one thing to like, it would even be shocking if like he ran up the wall and onto the ceiling and down. Like that's an acrobatic move of like, someone show me how to do that.
Yeah, show me
but
to be Rachel.
Walk backwards slowly up the wall and onto the ceiling where gravity makes that impossible.
Yup.
Like,
and he's 9 years old.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, I'm pretty sure I said at the beginning he was 9 years old. I'm trying to keep everybody's ages in
like,
check.
holy shit.
But he's like, he's a bebe.
He's a bebe.
That would be like one of the girls just walking up the fucking wall
on the ceiling.
backwards. Yeah.
Like, that's just
let me know if they do that anytime soon.
It's the ceiling that gets me. The fact that he walked all the way up the wall and onto the ceiling and then flipped back down.
Yeah. Like,
gravity.
Hello?
My friends.
Yeah. But despite having witnessed the wall walking and generally believing the story of demonic possession, the nurse still admitted that the children's behavior was likely due at least in part to mental illness. She was like, something's afoot here, but I also think mental illness is playing into this.
Them to
mad.
This. Like whatever is happening in this house might be literally making them mad.
Absolutely. So that night, Latoya spent the night in the hospital with her youngest son while her mom returned home with the other children. The next day was Andre's birthday, and he's in the hospital, like going through this. So Rosa and the children came back to the hospital to celebrate. But the celebration was short-lived.
Oh, no.
Not long after they gathered in Andre's hospital room, Latoya got a call from Valerie Washington informing her that DCS decided it was in the best interest of the children to temporarily remove them from the home until the situation was resolved and there was a plan for their safety moving forward.
And that's on his birthday.
On his fucking birthday, which I'm like, you couldn't have done it one fucking day later.
That's the thing. Like, what?
I get it. I know there's a murder. Like, I was involved in DCS as a kid. Like, I get it, but I don't know.
And it's just like, and you can see why they came to that conclusion because obviously this might not even like be against Latoya. You know what I mean? They're saying that home is unsafe.
It's just, it's the safety
like we
of the
watched
kids.
Something happen in that home that we can't explain. And they need to be out of that house and you can't remove them from the house right now. So it's just such a sad situation.
It is. And when the kids
situation.
Are like getting so sick in that house that they can't even go to school, like this is affecting
like something
every
is
part
going
of their
down.
lives.
Yeah. And
right.
But my goodness.
But to be separated as a family, like it's just so
and on
sad.
your child's birthday.
On your your baby's birthday. And he's in the hospital. One has to spend his birthday in the hospital, and two, he gets moved to like a foster home on his birthday. That's
Latoya
fucked.
must have just been
awful.
beside herself.
So Latoya later told a reporter, it was obvious we were a team and we were beating it. Whatever it was, we made it through together as a team, and they separated us.
Oh, that like breaks my heart.
Yeah, she was like,
that like really
breaks
my heart.
That's a mom. That's a single mama right there being like, this family is a fucking team.
Yeah.
Makes me want to cry.
Oh, like that like breaks my heart. It really does. Anything hearing about like DCS and foster care and stuff and like
it's traumatic.
Families having to be separated, it just like it's such a sad
and obviously
thing that has to happen.
It's necessary. Like some kids
in many cases it's the best thing that can happen. But like when you hear about it, it's always devastating.
And no matter what, it's traumatic.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you're coming from this fucking awful environment, that's still devastating that one, you had to live that. And now you have to live in the unknown.
Right.
As a kid.
No.
Who had no fucking business having to deal with that.
I know. I actually, like I just said, I was involved in DCF, and luckily I never had to go to foster care because I had like you and Ma and Papa.
Yeah.
But I think about fostering sometimes just to like give back.
That's like that.
That's like
them Hoffers.
Them Hoffers.
There. If you didn't hear it in the other episode.
Yes.
I'm on the Hoffer train this year.
I fucking love the Hoffers.
They're just like, they're a perfect shining example of, a lovely foster family.
And it takes like just a sidebar here. It takes such a specific human to be able to do that.
Because if you're a foster parent, fucking kudos.
Billions and billions of kudos, because they will get like a newborn in the middle of the night, and then you bond with that baby, and then sometimes, and you know what they're coming from, and sometimes you have to give that baby back.
And obviously, the goal most of the time is for DCF is to reunite.
That's the main goal.
Which, in my opinion, shouldn't always be the goal. But knowing
many
as
fights,
right? That knowing as a foster parent that like that's the goal, and that you may have to like you got to be like what a selfless human being you have to be to just be like, I want to make this child's life as loving and beautiful as I can for the time I have them.
Yeah.
but then I'm just going to have to put my own like devastation aside and sever that bond to give them back to like continue their life.
Right.
Like, fuck. You have to be such a selfless person.
And also,
but then there's assholes who completely use the foster
and are just in it for the money.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about a couple cases ago, they were like, foster parents, and you're like, hello.
You really got like the best and the worst.
Yeah. I think I would just end up with 45 million kids because I'd just be like, I'll adopt this one too.
Adopt them.
Yeah, 18 kids. Let's go.
I don't even think I could foster an animal. And it's because I just will end up with all of them. Like there's no way. I couldn't.
No, I know. It's an angel. You're a special person.
Truly, it's a special kind of person if you do that. I think Sabrina,
Sabrina,
two girls, one ghost. Sabrina just fostered some kittens.
Yeah.
And she's an angel.
She is a fucking angel. Sabrina and Corinne are both angels.
True, truly.
But yeah, sometimes I think about it. Like I'm not at a point in my life right now where I would do it. But maybe later. Someday in the future I would think about it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. But anyways, back to the case. In the formal paperwork, Valerie Washington noted, the children's physical or mental condition is seriously impaired and seriously endangered as a result of Latoya's inability to supply education or supervision. Oof, which is rough. In simple terms, the amount of school that the children had missed due to everything that was going on was seen as neglect. Yeah. Unfortunately, that does constitute neglect. And the home environment was not one that was promoting safety.
No, because shit's going down.
But according to Latoya, she could not send the children to school sometimes because the spirits would make them sick or they would be up all night with no sleep, so they couldn't go to school.
That's horrifying.
She's in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, this was not the first time that the DCS had been involved in the family. In 2009, a caseworker was assigned for the same reason, but at that point, there was no mention of spirits or demons.
It was just
anything.
the kids not going to school.
Not going to school and not having enough supervision, which also, she's a single mother. I'm sure she's working multiple jobs.
Yeah.
Like, it's a tough position to be in, you know? But anyway, about a week after the children had been removed, Valerie Washington conducted a home visit to Latoya's house, accompanied by 3 police officers, 2 of whom just joined out of, quote, professional curiosity.
I honestly couldn't blame them on that front because you're like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a smaller town.
Yeah.
You know? So people are hearing this and they're like, I want to go. So inside, they discovered several makeshift altars around the first floor of the house, as well as several circles of salt, which Latoya explained had been put in place to dissuade the demons.
Which, walking into that would be horrifying.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure the officers are like, okay.
Immediately, I'm sure they thought she was mentally ill.
Yeah,
like 100%.
There's like some, religious mania going on here.
Yes. Like, that's exactly what they thought was happening. So good
That's
call.
what I would think.
So the officer officially tasked with accompanying Valerie Washington on the visit was Gary Police Captain Charles Austin. He was a veteran police officer with more than 35 years experience. And he later told a reporter that prior to his involvement in this case, he always believed in ghosts, but he did not believe in demons. But after investigating the case, he changed his mind 100%.
Wow.
Among other things, he claimed there were unusual and unidentifiable, silhouettes in the photos that officers took in the basement that day, which actually led them to believe Latoya's story of demonic possession.
Shit.
And like those who left the house after the family wake, Austin actually believed he was followed home by some sort of entity that day that caused tons of electrical problems in his house for several days.
What the fuck?
This is a policeman with 35 years on the force who didn't believe in anything like this.
Oh my God.
Like, he was like, yeah, I think there's ghosts, but like, no, there's not demons.
Yeah.
And then he left and he was like, oh, there's demons, and one followed
one came
me.
to my house.
Now, not long after the children were removed from her custody, Latoya was informed that they would remain in the temporary custody of the state until she could prove that she was responsible and stable enough for them. So to her, that meant she would have to rid her house and herself of the demons that were plaguing the family for months. Fortunately, help was actually much easier to find this time around than it had been in previous months. After hearing the story of what happened at the Methodist hospital, the hospital chaplain, David Neville, reached out to one of his colleagues, Reverend Mike Magino, the pastor at a church in nearby Merrillville. Unlike many of the other clergy in the area, Maggino was actually a true believer in demons and did have some knowledge of exorcism.
Oh, we found one.
We found one. We will always find one.
Yeah, you gotta find one.
But he informed Neville that before he could do anything, he would have to speak with the family. And then if it was warranted, he would have to get permission from the bishop to perform the rite of the exorcism.
That's such an interesting... That interests me so much.
Me too.
Because I always thought exorcisms were one of those things where it was like a priest was like,
Just
here
do
I
'em.
come, I'm coming to do an exorcism. And it was just like, yep.
The fact that there's like
They have to go through like
groundwork.
special permissions and like, it's like you have to be like approved to perform this rite and everything. It's very interesting.
Yeah, you have to like jump through hoops.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Let's talk about bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, and it doesn't have to be that way. But with SoFi's high-yield checkings and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit. No account or overdraft fees. We love transparency. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, plus get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at sofi.com/morbid. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. Matt, I feel like a lot of the cases that we cover, the priest is so insistent on getting the bishop's permission. Like, they're like, I'm not fucking around without his permission.
Exactly. And then you have Ed and Lorraine who are always calling the archdiocese.
It's crazy.
Always.
And always getting permission somehow.
Always getting permission, but then the archdiocese, they forget.
They're like, no permission was made.
Quickly get one of those Men in Black, like, mind eraser things, and they're like, we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. And Ed and Lorraine are like, they don't get
They did it.
They did.
Don't worry about it.
Totally shut up.
They lie.
So in late April, Maggino met with Latoya and Rosa at their new rental apartment in Gary, where they gave him the lowdown on everything that happened in the previous months. Everything they told him was compelling, but he asked for permission to review any additional material, including any law enforcement or hospital footage or documentation, and they agreed to provide it. But it wasn't until he accompanied Latoya and 2 Gary officers back into the home that his belief in Latoya's case was absolutely cemented. According to the Reverend, when Latoya entered the house for the first time since my interview with her, oil seemed to condense and drip onto the steps from the crosses she made above.
Oh.
It also appeared all over the blinds in her bedroom.
Yet, the fuck?
When he reviewed the police footage from the walkthrough later that afternoon, there was no traces of oil or any other unexplained phenomena that actually occurred like when he was visiting.
What?
Strange. Despite what he believed was compelling evidence of demonic possession, the bishop, Dale Melschek, I think, denied his initial request for permission to perform an exorcism. The archbishop said, nah.
Denied.
He did, however, suggest that Maggino, contact other priests in the area and ask them for training in the rite of a minor exorcism.
Oh, bitch. I didn't know there was different levels of exorcism.
There are. And now I'm so interested. I think it'd be fun to kind of talk about on an episode.
Yes.
And like dive into the different levels.
Because I didn't know all this.
I didn't either. So you can do a minor exorcism and that does not require the church's approval.
Those are the ones I'm thinking about where they just run on in and perform an exorcism.
Loophole. In the case of a minor exorcism, a clergy member will use prayer and religious symbols and other statements to drive out any negative entities that might be, in the home or space. So after making some phone calls, the Reverend did locate a priest who was willing to provide the information necessary. And about a week later, Maginot was back at Latoya's former house, this time to drive out whatever had been tormenting the family. So in addition to himself and Latoya, the exorcism was attended by Virginia Washington,
The caseworker?
the caseworker, and Officer Samantha Illick, I think it is, from the Gary Police Department, and another unnamed officer. Samantha had been at the previous walkthrough and was actually somewhat skeptical of Latoya's claims, but was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. She was like, I want to see this.
I want to see this shit.
And she's like, my captain there has become a believer.
Yeah,
Maybe I will. After leaving the house that afternoon, she said she was fully convinced something evil was in that house.
Damn.
She said, we felt like someone was in the room with you, like someone breathing down your neck.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So as Maginot prayed throughout each room of the house, he instructed Latoya to look up the names of the demons that could possibly be inhabiting the house. But each time she tried to do so, the computer would shut down without explanation.
That's why you need an ancient tome.
Of course.
No, to stop using technology.
Nope, you need ancient tomes.
You need ancient, dusty-ass tomes.
Has anyone watched Buffy?
You're flipping through.
Yeah.
And it makes that sound.
And you find your spot.
And you find the daemon.
It's true.
That's what it is.
But the deeper she dug for the right name, the sicker and more lightheaded she got, making the process so arduous and just completely unpleasant.
Ugh.
So finally, they discovered the demons inhabiting the home were Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. Beelzebub, thank you. The Lord of the Flies, and, quote, other high-ranking demons, including lieutenants and sergeants, that torture and hurt kids.
I didn't know those were things.
I did not know there were
I also
lieutenants
didn't know they
and
had
sergeants.
rankings among the daemons.
It's a whole community.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't
It's very
either.
militaristic.
It is.
I don't like that.
I'm not into it.
The fact that Beelzebub is there, like, damn.
Don't say it too many times in my house,
Like,
please.
you're just like, you got like you got the demon.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
shit.
quite frankly Palo Santoing the room after this.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, with the windows open.
Palo Santo me too, please, before I leave.
Oh, I will. Whenever we talk about demons, I think we should start Palo Santoing because I do think some weird energy is building up in the pod lab, and we're in my house right now, and that shit's not welcome.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Thank you. So the prayer and ritual went on for several hours, during which time Latoya was becoming more weak, more exhausted, excuse me. She later said, I was hurting all over from the inside out. I'm trying to do my best and be strong. But eventually she fell asleep, which she said was, quote, the demon's way of lessening the ritual's effect. Like, knocked her out, essentially.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Maginot performed Maginot. I keep going to say, like, making it fancier.
I love it.
Maginot performed 3 exorcisms between May and June, during which time Latoya and Rosa actually had moved to Indianapolis, but they drove back to Gary for each ritual. Because I think, I don't know if she was paying rent on this house and her next house, but she's trying to get her kids back.
Yeah.
You can tell. But finally, at the last exorcism in June, Maginot changed tactics and, quote, berated the demons in Latin rather than English, which he claimed was the key to successfully driving them out. And at hearing the Latin words in scripture, Latoya started to convulse and then went slack and seemed to be asleep. He said a prayer of thanks over her sleeping body, and when she woke up, she and Rosa went back to Indianapolis, where they claim they have not experienced any demonic activity since.
So in Cabin in the Woods, when he says, do not read the Latin.
He's wrong.
Apparently you read the Latin.
I think you can only read the Latin if you know the Latin and what you're
true.
saying.
Yeah, you don't want to just read willy-nilly Latin.
If we tell you one thing, if you take one thing away from this episode, never read Latin willy-nilly.
Yeah, don't just willy-nilly.
No, you got to know about the Latin.
Yeah.
But in November 2012, roughly 1 year after this whole ordeal began, Latoya did regain custody of all 3 children, and her entire family started participating in-home based therapy services.
Good.
According to one report filed with DCS, they, quote, have not experienced any issues with demonic presences or spirits in the home in Indianapolis and are moving on from that point in their lives.
Damn.
The report goes on to say, the family continues to attend church regularly on Sunday, but the family is no longer fixated solely on religion to explain or cope with the children's behavior issues.
Whoa.
So I think DCF definitely was like, there's too much reliance on religion going on here to a point where it's dangerous.
bordering on religious mania.
Yes, exactly. In 2014, a long-form article in the Indianapolis Star about the family's experience generated an unexpectedly large amount of national attention and thrust the family right back into the spotlight. Latoya said, "I figured that I'd get an uproar from my hometown, but I never imagined that it would go viral." Just 4 days later, Zach Bagans of Ghost Adventures.
Who?
Zach Bagans.
Oh, a man named Zach Bagans?
I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He bought the house from the owner for $35,000 and subsequently made a television documentary about the house, which I will be watching today.
I will be watching that later.
Yep. He referred to it as the next Amityville.
Wow.
And I added, but real.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you want to throw that one on there.
Yeah, I'm like, don't do
Because you're
that.
like, the next hoax.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not good.
No, I believe in this one a lot more. I definitely, like, I'll be honest, I think there were
Certain
probably
things
parts of
might
this
be.
that got dramatized. How do you say that? Dramatized?
Yeah.
Dramatized. I would
Yeah.
say dramatized.
I feel like that's
Can you say
Is that a
both?
word too?
Dramatized? Dramatized? You decide.
I'll take both.
I think there were parts of this that got both of them, that did both of those things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, sometimes the kids were like, "Oh, I can't go to school.
Yeah, like, oh.
demons." But I think
demons.
overall they did experience a lot of what they said.
There is something very unexplained in this situation.
100%.
There's something that does not. The fact that many people saw a kid walk backwards up a wall and onto the ceiling and then flip over his grandma while holding her hand.
You're just never.
You're never going to tell me that wasn't a demon.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So there's other things that for sure you can question.
Yes.
And just at least be like, huh, okay.
Well, and then
But
this next part to me, I'm like, huh. Because, like, we all know Zach Bagans has an entire fucking museum filled with the most haunted shit on the planet.
yeah.
When this documentary was finished, he had the house demolished.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just after the release of the documentary in 2016, he told a reporter, "Something was inside that house that had the ability to do things that I have never seen before. Things that others carrying the highest forms of credibility couldn't explain either. There was something there that was very dark, yet highly intelligent and powerful."
Whoa.
So Zach Bagans was like, "I don't want to fuck with that. We're demolishing that house."
Holy shit.
The man who will take, like, every haunted fucking thing into his museum. To me,
Was
that's
was like, let's get rid of this.
that's like, I have chills on my legs.
Like, to
right
not
now.
be like, we're going to save this house and like continue investigating. He was like, nope,
No.
we should just get rid of it.
Completely got rid of
Wow.
it. So interesting. And several years later, Latoya's story was adapted into The Deliverance.
This year.
Yeah, this year. Isn't that, for some reason, I thought that movie had been out for way longer.
You're probably thinking of Deliverance.
I was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Definitely different.
Netflix released it, and it was directed by Lee Daniels, and it stars Andra Day and Queen Glenn Close.
Oh, and Glenn.
I've never actually seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
I've seen, like,
But
the
I've seen the
stills of,
clips.
like, I'm
I've
not going to
seen
say
the clips,
it, of
and that's-
Nana Glenn there.
Nana Glenn.
I want to watch it, and I want to watch the documentary.
I'm dying to watch the documentary.
Yeah.
Because nothing is more fun than watching a
Zach Bagans.
Zach Bagans.
Zach Bagans is such a character.
or a Taps. I love a ghost hunting.
Yes,
show.
yes. Ghost Adventures and
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
I prefer Ghost Hunters personally.
Yeah, me too. But there's something to be said about all of them. But
Isn't this an interesting case though?
that was a very interesting case.
Like, I would say I 98% believe most of what happened there.
It's funny because we went from like a straight up hoax.
We went from
Amityville,
tomfoolery.
from like just straight up shenanigans.
Yup.
Nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the House of Flying Objects where you could be like, all right, I think there's a little bit of something happening here, but who knows what.
Yup.
Is it, the kid going through it and there's like this energy that's building? What's going on? here?
Right.
But you think there's like a little bit of each. And then you go to this one and you go, a kid walked up a wall and onto the ceiling and flipped over his grandma in front of a whole
Backwards.
fucking room of people.
Yeah.
Like,
and
that's
like
a different scenario.
DCF caseworkers were writing things in their reports where they were like, yeah, some parts of
Something's
this are
going on here.
inexplicable.
Yeah.
Nurses were like, yeah,
We didn't
pretty
even
sure.
mean to do that either. Like put them in that order.
I know.
That they like went into like nonsense
No,
to like
maybe,
this might
yes.
be real kind of thing.
It was a nice way to top off
Yeah.
spooky season. I don't know if this is the last spooky season episode or not.
I have no idea.
We have a fun guest coming up that's a little bit spooky.
Yeah.
But he's also just like a fun guest to have.
Yeah, he's just a wonderful human being. He's lovely.
We're going to be recording that tomorrow, so it might be the next episode after this.
Yeah, and then we have our fun Halloween episode.
Oh, actually, I think that's the episode after this.
There you go. So
I don't really know, to be honest.
But you know what? Halloween. Oh, the episode is fun.
I'm so excited.
You're gonna get a little nifty gifty along with it. So look out for that.
Yeah. And fun
excited.
Subsequent gifts to come.
Yeah, because we're excited about this one thing.
Not really gifts.
Yeah, I shouldn't say gift. Like, you're not going to hold a gift in your hand.
No. A fun thing that we never do.
Yeah, exactly.
But we might do more of soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, look forward to that. And we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep
it
weird. But not so weird that you walk up a wall backwards and flip over your grandma after walking on the ceiling.
My grandma.
Join me, Cyndi Lauper, with Chef Michelle Bernstein and Dr. Panico to talk about psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, the potential connection and risk of developing permanent joint damage.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis 300 milligram dose and adults with active psoriatic arthritis 150 milligram dose. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com/Cindy.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.